Dr. Clayborne Carson enlightens and influences younger generations to adapt to the principles of non-violence by stressing the importance of grassroots organizing and non-violent resistance to injustice. Through the ideologies of freedom movement stalwarts, Mahatma Gandhiji and Martin Luther King Jr. As a youngster, Dr. Carson participated in several civil rights and anti-war protests. As a historian, one of the foremost scholars and the founding director of Martin Luther King Jr. Research and Education Institute, Dr. Carson, through his scholarly writings, has presented experiences of the civil rights movements and his learnings on the importance of non-violent resistance. He set up the Gandhi King community to propagate global peace with social justice in a sustainable environment. Dr. Carson's desire to reach popular and academic audiences led him to produce documentary films on the American civil rights movement and international campaign Apartheid in South Africa. He has traveled and spread the message of non-violence across America, Europe, Africa and Asia. For non-violent conflict resolution, Dr. Carson has dedicated his life to work for the human rights and for the socio-economic development of the suppressed. Salute to Dr. Clayborne Carson for his passion and beliefs to bring in transformation.
One thing I have to say right at the beginning is that I'm a professor. I'm used to speaking in 50-minute periods, but I will cut it short for this audience because I know that all of you will go home. But I wanted to say, first of all, my profound thanks for this award. And I could say that for 5 minutes, but what I'd like to do is just focus on two people without whom I would not be here. The first is a true Gandhian who was married to a true Gandhian, and I'm speaking of Coretta Scott King, who chose me to edit and publish her late husband's papers. I think that if she were alive, she would be here receiving this kind of an award because this was her life before she met Martin Luther King and for a long time after his death. The second person is here, and he's taking my picture right now in the back, Prasad. Would you please stand up? I want to say that a dozen years ago, Prasad came to my office at Stanford and proposed something I thought was very audacious. He said that Americans should know more about Gandhi, Indians should know more about Martin Luther King. Why don't we make that possible? And since that time, I've devoted my life to this cause. I've taken my Stanford students to India to study Gandhi. I've taught courses on Gandhi and King. I've tried to bring these two legacies together. In 2009, I participated in a congressional delegation that came to India to commemorate the 50th anniversary of King's trip to the land he called the land of Gandhi. And I think that these activities are simply the beginning of something that I would like to devote the rest of my life to. And that is bringing together these two great legacies of the 20th century and allowing these legacies to speak to the 21st century, to the young people who are growing up now and who need the inspiration of Gandhi and King in order to carry on their struggles against injustice in the world. So I hope that this award when you receive an award like this, the first response is, I'm unworthy. But I'm only 74. I've got a lot of life in front of me. Someday I will be truly worthy of this award. I promise you. Thank you very much.